Greetings, YouTube. It's impossible to be on the internet and not have encountered someone out there that denies the existence of evolution. Um, and sometimes they'll be somewhat open to the concept, but then you'll find out that they're actually not. And what do I mean by that? One of the things I've heard and read and listened to and encountered myself is that there are people out there that say that they'll accept micro evolutionary steps, but they refuse to accept macro evolutionary steps. And that's always been very strange to me. If you want to know if a person accepts evolution, there's three questions I always ask. First, do you accept that plants and animals have offspring? They're going to say yes. Do you accept that there are variations between siblings or between offshoots of a plant within that generation? For example, my sister is blonde hair and blue-eyed. I am not. She is, well, almost, as far as I know, completely free of any genetic flaws. I am not. Um, I always tell people that I was the wash that cut all the bad stuff out of the way, so my sister could have a clean bill of health. Um, so yes, of course, there are differences, and the third question is, do you accept that those differences can be positive or negative depending on circumstance? For example, a really tall person is going to be able to have advantages under certain circumstances, and a very small person will have advantages under certain other circumstances. There's no denying that that is the reality, so of course they will say yes, and they will say, congratulations, you accept evolution. Because at its heart, that is the structure of evolution. Offspring, variation, and adaptation to its environment. That's it. I've never had a difficult time with that. And why there are so many people who do, to me, is a testament to social conservatism and its ability to tell people that they shouldn't think, which is terrifying. But the whole micro evolution and macro evolution BS, to me, is an instance of trying to square the circle. They want to say, okay, I can accept the fact, because you can show under laboratory conditions that micro evolutionary steps are a real thing. They've shown this in the lab. You cannot dispute this information. It has been shown. It is repeatable. It's happened. Okay, but they can't reconcile that with their belief that evolution isn't real. So if they say, okay, I can accept it on the really small scale, but I can't accept it on the really big scale. But for me, that's like you're telling me you believe in words, but not sentences. Because if you have a belief in words, you look at a dictionary and you tell me that yes, all of these are examples of microevolutionary steps. But if I then point to the passages that describe those individual words, and they will deny those passages exist. No, 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 no. Those are sentences. I don't believe in sentences. I just believe in individual words. That makes no sense. You would look at them and blink and be like, I'm going to go over here now. Bye. But the problem is that they are real people and they think like this, and sadly they vote. So it does impact our lives. Uh, so the whole micro macro thing is BS to me. If you accept the existence of microevolutionary steps, you have to accept the evidence for macroevolutionary steps. Because if you have one, it is the logical extension that leads to the other. And how you make that disconnect is both disheartening and fascinating. And I firmly believe that the reason that disconnect exists is because of social conservatism. Because if people were allowed to think about this in isolation and were able to listen to someone describing to them how evolution works, they would get on board because they would come to realize it's no threat to their faith, because it isn't. You can be a theist and still believe in evolution. And I'm not even talking about abiogenesis here. I'm just talking about evolution. Abiogenesis is a different topic. I don't feel like taking it on today. So let's talk about micro and macro evolutionary steps. And do you know anyone who thinks like this?